Welcome back to another episode of the Weekly Outlook. If this is your first time here, we look at basically every currency pair that's tradable. And we always start off with the fundamental analysis and check out what we're looking for. Rather see what we're going to be looking for just from a news perspective before we actually dive into the chart. So always fundamentals first, and then we'll dive into the technicals, right? So in terms of this week, we don't really have too much news. Actually, Monday through Wednesday, so claimant count change is not really big. I mean, it is red fodder, but it's not going to change much. We do have Aussie news, so employment change and employment rate. We do have a GDP. This is Thursday, right? Yeah, and then of course now we have core CPI, and that's big news. That's consumer price inflation. Anytime there's inflation, any inflation numbers, then you can expect some volatility with that currency. And we also have core PPI, which is producer price inflation, which is basically the opposite. So CPI is consumer price inflation, and then PPI is producer price inflation. So we can expect volatility Thursday and Friday with the dollar. But other than that, yeah, nothing too serious to look forward to other than, yeah, some pound news on Thursday and some Aussie news on Thursday as well. So yeah, I guess Thursday and Friday are gonna be the, what do you call it? Thursday and Friday are gonna be your high volatility days. So be on the lookout. Now for the dollar, I've been calling this on the dollar for a while, guys. Like, I call this to perfection. This is just beautiful price action. So I called this long a few weeks ago, and I had this liquidity high marked out, which is basically this high, nothing special. And as you can see, we took out that high, and then we've kind of just made a pullback right here. And basically for the dollar, I have like two main positions that I'll be looking for long. So the first position that I'll be looking for long is kind of here. So this liquidity low around here. So I'll be looking to see how price reacts to this. So we've just set an equal low here. The second one I'll be looking at is this one. So this liquidity low here. I want to see how price reacts to that. And of course, the final one is basically this demand zone here. So if I could just mark that out for you. So this sell before, what have I done? So basically this sell before this very big buy up, this would be my demand zone. And yeah, these are kind of like my positions next week for the dollar. Very simple, guys. I want to see us take out this low and then start buying up. If not, if we just keep selling, then I'd like to see how we react to this low. And then finally, this will be like my demand zone. I don't see price coming all the way here unless there's some just big fundamental changes. Of course, Trump is having talks with China right now, so you never really know what could happen. But just strictly from a technical perspective, these are the main two lows I'm looking at. Price could just shoot up from here, so obviously you want to see if this fractal high gets taken out right here. And yeah, let's see how we can use that to tie into a position this week. And my number one position, of course, is EURUSD. So EURUSD is always a big, how can I put this? EURUSD comprises of over 50% of the dollar index. So basically how the dollar index moves is most likely how the EURUSD is going to move. So with EURUSD, I'm still bearish on this. I marked out this liquidity low down here at 1.139. We have made a pullback, which is really good. We have taken out this high. So obviously if you look at it from the 4-hour, we have taken out this high, which is good. So we take out this high right here, and then I want to see how we respond. If we break this fractal low, I'll be looking for some shorts, probably on a smaller smaller time frame. However, we do have to acknowledge we have this big kind of, I don't know if I can mark it here. This is a very large supply zone. So I think price could just tap into here, probably take out this high over here and then start selling off. But it depends. It depends obviously what the dollar index does on Monday. So I'll be watching this on Monday and keeping keen to see what opportunities we can have. But I'm looking for shorts in that, obviously in line with the dollar index. Same thing with GU. Way more bearish, obviously, than the euro because the pound is just fundamentally very weak. We were kind of trading in a range again from the daily, so this was kind of our range. down, up, and then we've really just broken out of the range. So I think I see just further downside for me. Looking at the pound, especially in line with the fundamentals. So like the pound is getting weak, the dollar is getting stronger. And if I can just mark this out, I'm just really looking for some more shorts, honestly. Like we could go all the way down till here. Obviously that will take a really long time, but long term, I'm just looking for further shots on this. So same thing with EURUSD. I'm just gonna be looking at potential. Okay, that looks ugly. But yeah, I'm just gonna be looking at potential setups here. Any major liquidity point is an opportunity to short, right? Like that's how you have to trade these pullbacks. I don't trade pullbacks. I just trade in line with the trend. And as you can see, the 3 monthly just in line perfectly. We took a win on this, if you guys remember last week, or if you're on the group. And yeah, I think we've taken out, we haven't quite taken out this high. We have a little mini supply zone right here, so this could obviously push price back down. But yeah, I'll be looking to see what the dollar index does. It all depends on the dollar index, but yeah, we already could be in a position to look for shorts. So obviously once we take that liquidity, we can now drop to the 30 or the 15-minute time frame, and then start to see a change of character. Once we start breaking this low, then we can look for the retest, and then boom, dump that to zero. Okay, the next pair that we're looking at is NZD/USD. Also looking for shorts. My bias for this week is obviously dollar longs. This one's gonna be a bit harder to find shorts because it's kind of already made its move. It's still dumping, even when the dollar is even when the dollar was having its pullback phase, it was still dumping. So maybe wait for price to tap into this and then look for some more shorts, probably to the yearly level. That's what I'd be doing. So if you can get anywhere in the 0.565 to 0.567 range, then now I'd be looking for shorts to the yearly level, because yeah, it's just very, very, very bearish. The New Zealand dollar is like extremely weak. So I mean, look at that. I'm not gonna be looking to buy this market because I'm not a crazy man. So hope you're not crazy too. Aussie USD. So this is the only dollar pair I'm not really interested in shorting, and I'll explain why. So as you can see, we're kind of, from just a strictly market structure perspective, like we are, yeah, I mean, this is terrible price action, but we are bullish. Like we are kind of trending upwards. You can see these lows are being respected. I mean, all these lows are being respected. So it looks good to trade up higher, but at the same time, the dollar is really strong. So I wouldn't want to trade it. So when fundamentals and technicals are clashing, that's just an opportunity to not take a trade now. But I won't lie, it does look good for some potential longs. As you can see here, the lows are just usually holding. Like lows are holding here. We don't even take liquidity here. Lows are just holding, and now we're just in the bottom of this kind of range, if you can call it a range. So one tap, second tap, probably the third tap, and then obviously the 3 monthly open, just a strong area of support or resistance. Yeah, I'm not going to be really looking for this. Maybe if we start breaking highs, maybe if we break this high, then I may look for a long, but I'll update you guys inside of the what? Inside of the group. I think that's the end. Oh no, we have USD CAD. I don't have my notebook open, so I'm forgetting the order of these pairs actually. Notepad. Let's go to the notes so we don't forget the order. There we go. So yeah, USD CAD is next. So USD CAD is making a really nice pullback. We took a beautiful win on this. Yeah, this was my best trade in like weeks. We took well over 3 to 1 risk to reward, and it actually happened very quickly. I think we took this trade when it was like Thursday, and then by I think Monday, Tuesday the following week it was done. So we can delete that for now. And yeah, now basically this is a nice, interesting demand zone. Not the best because we didn't take any liquidity. So, but we do have the monthly open here. I know you guys knew I was going there. You know how much I love these opens. So like the monthly and the weekly open is here. And so fundamentally, obviously the dollar is bullish. Maybe what I'd like to see is one more one more drop. For me to be really interested in this, I see one more drop. I need to see us take out some of these lows, not all of them, at least some of them. And then once we start seeing something like this, then I'll be looking for longs, and I'll be looking to set a new high because it's very bullish, obviously. So yeah, that's kind of my position on the dollar pairs. Now let's get out of the dollar pairs and go Aussie pairs. Aussie pairs, nothing much this week. This is just very, very, very bullish. It's kind of already made its move. I'd say wait for a pullback to the monthly, the 3 monthly, before we can even consider this, because yeah, it's kind of squeezing its way to the top, which is never a good time to be buying. And obviously you don't want to short this because you're not stupid, so don't be shorting that. Oops. Next we go to odd card. Odd card, very similar, I believe. Oh no, it's not. So we have the 3 monthly here acting as we have the 3 monthly acting as some resistance. We're kind of trading in a range 1 2 1 2. Yeah, so this area is just really strong. We did liquidate these lows at least, so this is the unliquidated low, and we're kind of trading at the bottom of the range. So I'd say let it drop a bit more and at least get within this kind of demand zone, and then start to look for longs. Although we're kind of in a risk-off environment right now in a sense, so I think it's hard to look for longs already. But if you took a long on that last week, then kudos to you, right? So yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Let's look at the yen basket. So I'm in a trade on the yen basket. Yen basket, I'm just looking for shorts again. Yearly open. Look at this. If you don't believe in the opens, at this point, I can't help you, right? Because the yearly open just here, this is a very strong area of just like, as you can see, I mean, ICT traders will call this a fair value gap, right? But there's no really strong area of supply to the left. Really, it's just the yearly open and the 3 monthly open almost in the same spot, and you can see our price just taps there and just sells off. We took out this high. We took out these highs as well, so technically I'm looking for some further shots. However, we could come and trade inside this area of supply and look for more shorts, but I think it's just ready to push down lower. So I am already in some trades. If I'm being honest with you, I'm in a euro yen trade, which I told y'all in the group. I'm still holding this position. We're almost at a 1. We're basically at a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. I'm targeting a new high, not that high. So yeah, this is a 2.5-to-1 risk to reward. And yeah, I think market structure is bullish. Demand zone right here. We take liquidity, so as you can see, we swipe some of these lows and we make a fractal break to the upside. So y'all know, I mean, if y'all read the book, this is a typical semi trade. Market structure, supply and demand, liquidity taken, and we get the confirmation with the fractal break. So yeah, this is the trade I'm in. I'm not setting break even at all. I'm just gonna hold this. I think we're just gonna make another new high. This was a position I was considering as well, but I opened and closed it at pretty much break even because I didn't like the price action on the dollar. So yeah, UJ looks good for longs, but I don't see. I think we need some more liquidity to fuel the move up. So, and the dollar index right now is dumping in a sense. Or rather, it's not dumping; it's making a pullback. It's in its pullback phase. So, not really interested in that, especially since I'm already in 1 yen pair. This is, so we liquidated this low. I think I marked out this range. So again, 3 monthly open acting as strong support. Maybe if we come back into this area of demand, I'll be looking for some further longs, but the pound is just really weak. I think euro yen and Swiss yen are the only positions I'd consider, generally speaking. I think if we look at some of the risk on pairs, we're not even going to look at NZD because it's the New Zealand dollar is as weak as any currency is right now. So, and the yen is really weak as well. Does look good for longs in a sense, but no, it's not the best. I don't know. It makes no sense to take a trade like this when you can just take a better XXX yen trade, and this is kind of the same thing. Look at that. So yeah, New Zealand dollar is just dumping. I wouldn't be taking longs in this. So yeah, the one position I'm going to try getting to next week is Swiss yen, because y'all know I say Swiss yen is like gold. It's literally, I closed this unfortunately, so we're not in this anymore because I wasn't liking the price action, but this looks good for longs. Took some of the liquidity here. We took out this low, set a new low, and we had a fractal break to the upside. So maybe if we get a bit of a pullback, probably not to 166, but like 400 or something, then we can look for longs into a new high, because when I say it's the gold of currencies, I literally mean it's the gold of currencies. Look at that. So no explanation needed. Yeah, that will mark the end of the yen pairs. I'm also in 2 Swiss franc shorts. The first one I'm in that's going really well is this. New Zealand dollar is going really well. We almost hit TP and now we're kind of pulling back. So I just kind of hope that we hit TP, man, because this, I've put break even. It would be very sad if we hit break even, but I think we should set a new low. I think we should set a new low. If you look at the price action, we're just setting new lows. So I have no doubt in my mind that we're most likely going to set a new low. So I'm not really stressing about this. I'm also in a G Swiss short. Just because the pound and the New Zealand dollar are really weak, but it is making a pullback. We're like kind of halfway to stop loss. And yeah, let's just see how this goes. We could hit stop loss, I'll be fine with it. I think it's a good trade. Look at it. This is a, yeah, this is a very, very bearish market. If we go and start breaking highs, then that would completely invalidate my idea and I'll be happy. Well, I won't be happy, but that's not a loss I'll be stressing over, because I think it's a great trade. And our job is to make great trades, right? In terms of other pairs, I think people were talking about Aussie Swiss. Some of y'all wanted an Aussie Swiss short. I just put this, I didn't take this position because I was already in G Swiss and N Swiss, and I'm not comfortable being in 3 XXX Swiss franc pairs because that's not a good way to risk. But this was a good idea that I had, and it makes sense to just continue lower, I think. But the Aussie can't just randomly get strong. I think the Aussie is the most powered by like risk on appetite. So whenever there's a risk on appetite, the Aussie just soars. And this trade deal between Trump, America, and China could just get finished at any moment, and then the Aussie is just going to pump. So I think this is a good position to take. Yeah, that's probably the last position I'd be interested in here. Lastly, we have EURUSD. I'm not really interested in. Oh wow, Gusto just scored his first goal for Chelsea, bro. That is amazing. Sensational. So EURUSD, we did take liquidity, a lot of liquidity. It looks good to trade up higher. It's a bit risky, but it does look to trade up higher. Actually, if you're to just take this on market open, because we have started breaking some fractal highs. We do have the monthly open here. I don't know if you can get a favorable risk to reward. Yeah, you probably just get a 2, unless you refine your entry and get a lower drop. But it does look good to trade up higher, I won't lie. The euro is not the strongest, but I think, yeah, if we're just speaking technically, we're trending upwards. Obviously, we took liquidity, we took all these lows, we broke this fractal high right here. Now we've kind of made the pullback, so this is basically a good opportunity to go long. And yeah, man, looks good for longs. Euro, CAD, G is just pound is just too weak. I think, yeah, no, I'm not interested in this. Maybe some short-term upside to the 3-monthly level, but I don't trade pullbacks. So let's look at Euro NZD. So Euro NZD, I had a plan for this, but it didn't. Fortunately, it didn't pull back and it just took off. That's reality. But yeah, it was a good idea. I think it's made its move, so I think a pullback is in play. I'm not gonna short this. Also, you can't long it at the highs. So from where I'm from, you say and nothing to stress or cry about. That one's gone. G pound NZD. In supply, but this is like the 2 weakest pairs right now. I mean, the pound, the New Zealand dollar, and the yen are just really weak right now, so I wouldn't be trying to long any of them. Technically, it's in a good position to short, even though we're kind of bullish. We are in an interesting supply zone. but it does make sense to at least take out the high before we look for a short. So maybe if we take out this high, I'll be interested in some shorts, because since the pound is just so weak, and I think we could just have some range play there. Lastly, GBP Aussie. Probably good for some shorts. I think the 3 monthly open here is already acting as some form of supply resistance, but I'm not interested in this. I think it's very slow, and yeah, I think the better opportunities this week than the euro or the pound pairs. Like if I come and do the same thing here, I think they're just much better opportunities. Maybe this could set a new high. Maybe some range play. It's not even a range. Yeah, we're just kind of in the middle. So yeah, I think that there are much better opportunities this week, and I won't be trading those. That's just my opinion. If you have an intraday setup, I guess go for it. Gold is ranging for the first time in a while. Gold is really just not going anywhere. So I think we could have one more push down. I'm favoring one more push down to at least the 3 monthly open, and then maybe the bull run could continue again. But until then, I won't be interested in trading gold. And lastly, we can look at some Bitcoin for my crypto traders. Bitcoin has been dumping for a while now, and it's kind of still not really going anywhere either. Maybe it drops to the yearly open before we see a rebound. So I'm not really looking for anything special on Bitcoin right now. I don't like the price action, and maybe Ethereum kind of same thing as Bitcoin, right? Not really going anywhere. At least it's closer to the yearly open, but it's not that strong in crypto. So I think that's gonna wrap up today's this week's weekly session, weekly outlook. And yeah, I wish all of you guys, as usual, a profitable, pipful trading week.